Yo, what is up, you guys? It's your boys from Neon Horizon here, and today I wanted to run through with you guys the synthesizer. Oh my gosh, guys, I love this pedal so much. This is my pedal. Like, this is one of the pedals I have so much fun with. This is one I love to jam with. It's got so many different features, and I cannot wait to show you guys them. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we start off, I just want to tell you, if you do not know what the synthesizer pedal is by Boss, then here it is. This is a pedal that has millions and trillions, not literally, but it has so many different sounds. You can get an SEQ, sound effects, bell, organ, bass, string, pad, lead, and in between that, there's this knob right here. You can control, and it will scroll between different types of like that sound you want, like sound effects and all of that. This is an amazing pedal, and I would really recommend for you guys to get it. And it's around the same price as all the other pedals, and it's just a fun pedal in general. If you are doing this for like a band, however your band like sounds and what they are playing, then this will hopefully play every single one for you. Also, it's just an amazing pedal for looping, adding reverb, all of that. I will be adding a couple more pedals, and let me know if you see any pedals you'd like me to just go ahead and like dial over, and let us know if there's any pedals in general like out there you just want to know, hey, I want to know if this pedal is good for me. So let us know in the comments down below. So let's go ahead and give it a sound check. Okay, so I want to go through my clean tone. This is my clean tone currently right now. We got this. That is currently my clean tone. Now, I want to walk you through the pedal. So as you can see here, we have an effect direct. I will go over that soon. Tone, rate, depth. I will also go over that. And then we got the variations and type. You also got the send and return, input, output, and XP, EXP, CTL. I will go over the EXP, CTL, all of that in this video, everything you'll need to know. Let's get it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the effect. So the effect knob, which is this one right here, not the back one, because there's actually a back one. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. There's that white line. There's a back one and then the taller one. Now, the taller one is what we're talking about here. That is the effect. Now, the effect is how much the synth is heard. So like that funky, all those tones that the synthesizer makes, the effect, all it does is it changes the tone or volume of the synthesizer. So if I go ahead and turn on the pedal, we're going to turn all of these down here to a certain point so it makes it sound pretty clean. And we'll do it on, let's go with bass. Yeah, we'll go with bass here. We'll do this one. Alright, so check this out. So if I put it up to max, bass, right? That's like, you can hear the bass. Then if I turn it down, I don't hear any bass anymore. So now it's probably not coming through with you guys, so I'm gonna try it out with a different pad. That way you guys can actually hear it. So let's go ahead and hear it at max volume again. Let's find a good pad. Okay, so now you guys can hear this. Okay, so now this is what I'm going with here. You hear that, right? Pretty nicely. It's a pretty nice, you're able to hear that, right? Now if I turn it down all the way, it's weird. I only hear my guitar. No synth. So the effect simply just turns down the synthesizer's volume altogether in the middle, like whatever you want. So you can blend your guitar sound and the synthesizer together. Onto the direct. So now the direct, what this does is it affects, like whenever I'm playing my guitar or bass, there is a bass button. We will get into that later. I am not a bass player. We already have a bass player. And I don't have a bass currently on me. So what we're going to do is we're just going to play with guitar. But if you're a bass player, this is also a super nice pedal to get if you're a bass player. Okay, so we already went over the effect. Now the direct, if I have a clean guitar sound coming out of my guitar, check this out. Nice and clean, right? Seems like falling over. It's nice and clean. So if I go and turn this on, kind of gives us that, right? The effect, right? So check this out. If I turn this down all the way, I can't hear my guitar at all. My string getting plucked. No, you can't hear it, right? But if I turn it up, check this out. I can hear my guitar now. So now it might be a little hard for you guys to understand that and listen for that, but I'll give you like the difference real quick. Here's it with it up. Here's it with it down. You can literally not hear it. So these two simply just control how much your synth is making its sound and how much your guitar is making its sound. Alright, so now we're moving on to the next knob. Tone, rate, depth. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next one. Tone, rate, depth. So the tone, you have to think about it as an EQ for synth. So now if you don't know what an EQ is, it's kind of hard to explain, but it just like, what it does is if you turn it up, which we're talking about this one, the tone / rate, they're going to be the same. I'm covering both the topics separately, so it's a lot easier for you to understand. So when you turn the tone / rate, but we're working on the tone, if you turn that up, it's a brighter, more sharper tone. Like you'll have a brighter, more sharper tone, which means your tone's going to be a lot higher and brighter. Like if you think about that. And then if it's down low, if you turn it down, it's more warmer and mellow tones. So that's also something to think about. Now for the rate, it's tone / rate, so it technically controls both at the same time. Rate is simply just the speed of the modulation. So whatever I have set on here and here, well, if I turn that up, the speed of it, so if I have an arpeggiator, let's turn on the arpeggiator. So if I turn this up, perfect. Now check this out. If I turn this higher, they got more speed. And then if I turn this down, less speed. Super cool. So I love having that effect on this pedal because it just helps me really clean up. If I'm having the arpeggiator with a click, I want to make it go on that click sometimes or off note by like one click, which is super nice to have in a band and stuff like that. Finally, we have the depth, which is this lower knob right here, a little more down below. I'll turn it so you can see that white tip right there. Now the depth controls how intense or deep the modulation is. So like if I were to turn it up, it's more like intense and like more explosive, like really vibey kind of feeling, right? If I turn it down, it's more deep and like low. So let's give that a listen to. So I'm gonna keep it down on the arpeggiator. We're gonna make it go like a good speed. Perfect. So if I turn this down all the way. Now if I turn it up all the way. So you kind of heard that it was like more deep, like, and crumbly, right? While the higher, which is typically this side right here, we'll put it back on that side, which is to the left dot. That one is more intense and, you know, exciting, while the other side is more deep and expressive. So now, I probably won't have time to go through every single modulation on this pedal, so I'll go through every type of it. I won't go through every variation. If you want, go buy yourself a synthesizer and try out all the variations. It's mind-blowing how many there are in this Boss pedal. Boss, well done. I'm loving this pedal. It's a super nice pedal. So I'm going to go through each one, and we're going to have it set at 1. That's usually what we're going to do. We're going to make it the highest it can go, so we're going to get the most effect out of it. So you won't be able to hear my guitar. Okay, so let's start off with the very beginning here. Let's just go. So the first one is lead. So you can hear my guitar play, like I'll pluck it, and then it slowly fades in, which is cool. Like super. If I, like I said, if I turn the tone / rate up, it's a lot more electronic, right? So I'm gonna keep that where it is. And if I turn this, the depth up, it'll go quicker. You know, immediately went in there. I like it swelling, but we're gonna keep in the middle just for good measures for all the other ones. That's a pretty cool sound. Obviously, mess around with the variations. It's so much fun. You can mess around with that. Alright, so let's go to pad. I want to go to pad now. Oh wait, no, we actually have one more lead. I cannot see this right now. Alright, so we have one more lead. This is what it sounds like. It's a little different. Let's switch it. It's more of like like I don't know, like church kind of vibe, like those pianos that have like the big things in it. I don't know what they're called. I don't keep track of those instruments. Those are old school, but it's a super cool vibe. Now we're gonna go to pad. Finally, I love pad. Pad's one I use a lot. I have a lot of fun with this one. pretty sick. It's when I add reverb to it, I like to add reverb so that it gives it like a nice like delay to it, not delay, but like reverb kind of vibe to it. It's a fun pedal. Now, speaking of reverb, I might hook up my reverb pedal real quick just so I can get those, because these next few really do need reverb to sound pretty good. Okay, so I just got my reverb pedal. I cannot wait to use the rest of these, so let's get into it. Now, this is my More Audio R7X2 reverb pedal. Amazing pedal. I love it. Sadly, it's only on Reverb and a couple other websites I'm not 100% on. I know Sweetwater does not sell it, sadly, but Sweetwater definitely sell it one day. It's an amazing pedal that I am obsessed with. But let me know in the comments if you ever want a video on how this works, and basically same rundown as the synthesizer. Now, back to the rest of the types. So with a small reverb, I'll go ahead and turn it off so you guys can hear my reverb here. I got just a small reverb. Just a small reverb. I actually add a little more reverb with a more, I think I might go with the cave. That's good. Super guys, I love it. And I'll take away the decay a little bit. Alright, and let's turn this bad boy back on. Like I said, pads sound super nice with reverb. So much fun. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and move on to bass. I am obsessed with bass. I use this one a lot. Sorry if you're a bass player. Yes, I do play bass with my electric guitar. So hate to break it to you, but I do play electric guitar with the bass on. So I just like to get some bass. But here it is. 3, 2, 1. How cool is that? That's a cool sound. It's more like a jazzy, funky. You can't bend or get any of those like fast movements with it because it's like a blob that just layers over the sound. If you play like a quick note after while it's still playing the last note, it's just a blob that just covers it. Which is, yeah, it's kind of nice, but I wish they'd make it like a little bit cleaner. I know you can't speed it up, but I like it like this, and then it would just allow me to play the other chords. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Let's move on to string. This one's a fun one. I love these. So kind of like pads. It's kind of like pads, but more, well, stringy. So it's kind of like a little, like paddy, more, there's like pads and synth, like pads and lead kind of mixed together. On to the next one, we have organs. Not organs inside your body, an organ. Here it is, 3, 2, 1. My reverb kind of keeps it going. That's why you kind of hear it like going down, then echoing back up, then going down. You kind of hear that because of my reverb. I should put my reverb after it, but I didn't have time to do that, so I'm just like, forget it. I'll put it before. Now, let's move on to the next one. Bell. This is like the last single one before we get into like sound effects and SEQ. both of those, they have two different types of like SFX and SEQ, but I will also dial those down. I know the last few I haven't, because you've kind of been able to hear the difference, and it's just fun. So this is kind of the same, but more like bell, like higher pitched organ. Alright, so now we move on to the sound effects. I'm super excited about this. Sound effects are fun. Let's get it. So it's just literally sound effects. So that was kind of like, I think it was like a lightning kind of vibe. Now for this one. No idea what that was. But it's still kind of cool. So sound effects, it literally is just sound effects. There's a bunch of different types. It's not like where you get like the screams and the farts and all that. It's like, no. It's more of a like, hey, I want like a thunder vibe in my song. I want my electric guitar to sound kind of like thunder. So that's going to give you like that thunder sound. And then we move on to SEQ. I will explain this after I demo both of them. Second one. Okay, so you kind of just heard it right there. The first sound effect, it was like a da 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 da. Right? It's just going back and forth. There's a bunch of different types of like ways it will do it by using the variations, but like I said, it would make too long of a video, so going through variations would probably not be the smartest idea. But the SEQ, all it does is it's the arpeggiator where it just goes, you hear it go up, then back down, then up, then back down like this. The other one just goes da 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 da, right, the entire time. Okay, so now that we've gone through almost everything on this pedal, all we need to do now is go through the outputs, inputs, and cool features about it. Everything on the outer layer, not just the knobs. Okay, so now I just unplugged everything about this pedal. I got the Velcro to hook on my pedal board, but I took off all the cords and everything so we can run through this. So first of all, I want to go back here because, check this out, if we can focus that. There it is. Use Boss PSA adapter only, DC 9 volt. Now if you're wondering what that means, it doesn't mean anything like too important. It just means use a 9 volt cable. I have mine right here. It's a nice cable. You'll like it. Buy it off of Sweetwater or Amazon, and you can just run it right into the pedal, or if you unscrew this right here, there's a battery spot right here that you can plug your battery into. It's a nice spot to have. But yeah, so now this switch right here, as you can see, there's, it'll focus again, there's guitar, and then there's bass. Now, what you want, get this hair off. Now, if you're a guitar player, like acoustic, I don't know if acoustic would use this, or electric, use the guitar as in this, going this way. If you're a bass player, use the bass, because it will give you different sounds. Now, if a guitar player uses the bass, it will sound the exact same. There's no difference in the two. It's just it runs through differently, and it has an easier time if it knows what instrument is running through, other than like it trying to guess, oh hey, this is a bass, you know. It's just easier for the pedal to understand. Okay, so now I'm sure you guys are 100% positive, like I know you know what input and output does. You just plug your guitar into the input and run it out the output into your amp. Those are the two input outputs. Now I 100% know that you knew what that meant. But you probably didn't know what the EXP/CTL does. Now, I do not have this pedal because I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think I would need it. A lot of the Boss pedals have this input because they have this pedal that you can buy. I've never bought it because I didn't think I would ever need it, and I still don't. But what it is it's this thing right here, as you can see. Put it up. There it is. That pedal right there will control, you run that in, and you can control it by A, B, or whatever pedal it is. So it's super easy. Then just use the return and send to add external pedals to your sound, which is something I sometimes will do, other times I won't. So I can run my reverb into the return, and it will add on to that sound of the Boss synthesizer sound. And that was my run through for the Boss synthesizer. I love this sound. Love how it works. Also, FYI, you can obviously see right here, it says sound hold. All you gotta do is hold the button down and it will make your just original guitar sound. So it'll mute anything that's coming out of the synthesizer and it'll just play your guitar sound. So please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. And let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see more videos on more pedals. Like, tell me about a few pedals. I'll look at them, maybe buy it, and explain it to you guys. Also, leave a like on this video if you want to see any more of this Boss pedal or any more of the original Boss pedals. And I'll see you guys in the next video.